Today I decided to do something a little different. I read some unpopular opinions on Quora and decided to use them, but also add my insight to them. I will link all of the users' accounts below if you'd like to check out the discussions. Disclaimer: these are only opinions, and should not be taken literally. I make these videos solely for entertainment. Side note, I'll summarize the person's opinion and then respond to it. Be free to add to this discussion in the comments as well. Without further ado, let's hop into some unpopular opinions. First, we have Fatu of Black Swan isn't as hated as fans claim she is. There have been many comments claiming that she's hated based on her race. So I've been looking for this so-called hate and found nothing. Fatu has been praised constantly for her raps and beauty. The majority of the Korean public has accepted her according to Korean websites that praise her. She is the most popular member of Black Swan by a landslide, and if you look up their MV and performances, 95% of the comments are about her and are always positive. As far as I can see, Lana had it way worse than Fatu, yet no one came to their defense when they received death threats. If you look, the only non-white member Coco is the most popular by a landslide, yet you still try and argue that Fatu receives more hate than Nicole, Donnie, and Chunso? Now Fatu does receive some hate, but all K-pop idols do. It's part of the job, unfortunately. Nobody is safe from unnecessary hate, and that includes Fatu. Fatu worked to be known for her rapping skills and her personality, not for fans to victimize her and treat her like the token black girl. She's a 26-year-old woman. Don't you think she's smart enough to understand how rough the K-pop industry is before debuting? Let's be honest right here, Black Swan's biggest haters are their own company. That was a lot, but now I will include my opinion. As a black woman, I would love to say that Fatu is not receiving prejudiced comments, but that's simply not the case. All of the members unfortunately receive hate. But many of them also receive a lot of love. Love always beats hate. Therefore, the reason why it may seem as though Fatu isn't receiving hate because of her race, is because of the algorithm. If you think about it, in any algorithm, the more positive feedback content gets, the more likely you will encounter it. With that being said, the reason why you don't see Fatu receiving hate comments is that the algorithm does not want you to see them. The more positive comments are always going to be encouraged over the negative. So unless you are solely looking for hate comments, you will most likely not see them. As a next topic, someone said let's talk about Oli London. To those of you who don't know Oli London, he is an English man who has an obsession with Jimin of BTS. He has gotten hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of plastic and cosmetic surgery appear as Jimin. Oli claims to be Korean, married to Jimin, and is ultimately known as the definition of a Krubu. Oli has dedicated practically his entire life to an idol that might not even know he exists, and, while it is unhealthy and a bad example, I can't help but respect him for his dedication. However, the harassment on Oli needs to stop. We get it. His behavior is toxic, but Oli gets it too. Fans have explained to him the fault in his actions many times, but Oli continues on with these things regardless. At this point, it's heartbreaking seeing how much hate he gets both online and in person. The hate that Oli receives is not constructive criticism, but blatant bullying that makes me sick to be an ARMY. It's not okay to go into the comments section on a post with nothing to do with K-pop and comment that Oli is ugly, worth nothing, and should die. Replies like this make me embarrassed to be an ARMY. ARMY is not about tearing others down. ARMY should leave a comment explaining why it is bad, not plain out harassment. The amount of hate he receives is not proportional to the possible bad he has put out. Remember the saying, two wrongs don't make a right. Eliza's actions are wrong, but so is the harassment he is receiving. Now on to my opinion. I personally have nothing against Oli London and feel as though the amount of people attacking him is unnecessary. Granted, the things he has done and said are outlandish. You cannot deny that he has gotten your attention. Well, what do I mean by that? Oli London is a man who seeks attention and clout. He has come this far because people entertain it. If everyone stopped focusing on what he's doing and giving him views, clout, etc., he would not be doing half of the stuff he is. I'm surely knows what he is doing is wrong, and he doesn't care. Sending hateful messages does not make it better. You're only adding more fuel to the fire. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Ignore Oli. Why put so much energy and effort into someone you don't like? Show respect to Jimin as well as yourself. At the end of the day, people will only do what you let them. On to the final opinion. This user said, I really dislike when hard stands get mad and say they don't sexualize idols. I get if they find an idol attractive, but most of them talk about their genital size, which is awkward. They treat them as sexual objects. In my opinion, it is wrong to speak on anything private on someone. Speaking on an idol's genital area is disgusting, especially when done in a public space. I won't say I am completely against sexualizing idols, however, I believe there is a line. There are 3 scenarios in which I believe cross that line. The first being if the idol is underage. This pretty much goes without saying, but sexualizing a 15-year-old, no matter the context, is gross and in most places, illegal. The second being, if the idol is getting it unwantedly and showing signs of being uncomfortable by it. I for sure wouldn't want some saying how they thought I'd been in bed, and if they'd want me in bed, especially on social media. Thirdly, if the idol is not wantingly sexualizing themselves. If an idol is performing a basic choreo, in basic clothing, why would you make sexual comments towards them? Now if an idol is performing a sexy choreo, in sexy clothing, with sexual expressions, that is another story, but even so, fans should be cautious of their comments. That'll be all for this video. I didn't want to make it too long. Thank you for watching. Please comment down below some of your unpopular opinions as well. If you enjoyed this video and others like this, please subscribe to my channel. It would be greatly appreciated. With all that being said, have a great day and stay safe. Fighting.